Welcome back to Celebrity Radio here at the Supernaturalists at Foxwoods. And one of my favourite people in Las Vegas is a lady who is just oozing personality and comedy, and she's been doing it for 4,000 years. Penny, how are you?
Thank you for aging me. I appreciate that.
No, well, when I say 4,000, what I mean is you are a Las Vegas legend. I mean, I first saw you probably 15 years ago, and you're essential to magic shows like this. You're the heart of it, you're the soul of it, and you're certainly the comedy of it.
Well, thank you. Well, I've had experience because I worked with Amazing Jonathan for 13 years. And working with him, he's like the comedy, he's like the magic genius. Criss is magic genius. Jonathan is comedy genius. So I've been very fortunate to be able to work with two ends of it.
And it is lucky because, let's face it, there are so many people, even in Las Vegas, who would die to be on this show, and they chose you. And I think the reason why is you make it look so easy. It's just effortless for you, isn't it?
Well, it is. Puff, puff. Just kidding. Well, Criss molded the whole, he had his whole concept of what he wanted, so I just kind of like went with it, and I have to stop myself often from just blurting things out because I have a tendency to do a lot of improv. That was what I did with Jonathan for 13 years. It was like, well, here's our scripted-ish kind of role. And like working with Jonathan is like, here's our rehearsal. Okay, 5 minutes before we go on, I want you to say this, do this, and here, bring this out. Okay, bam, in the show. With Criss, I never in my life have met anyone that works as hard as he does. I've never had this experience of this much rehearsal, and it's fantastic. It's like, holy crap, it's Superman in real life. He's like Superman to me.
And I agree. In 20 years of interviewing stars, I've never known a man who is so over everything. I mean, even just my little trip here, he's probably sent 50 emails. How the hell has he got time to worry about me? It is extraordinary.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think he has 3 hours of sleep a week.
I know.
Maybe.
I can't do that. I need at least 10 to 12.
I need 20. I'm just kidding.
When you come out and you open this show, is it ever intimidating? Because, I mean, an audience are a bit like sort of a Rottweiler. You've got to pet them and make them happy, and then they'll smile eventually and be nice and not bite your hand off. You're the lady that sort of settles everything. You and Maestro come on and do that.
Right.
Is that thrilling to you and exciting or slightly daunting?
No, I love it. I don't have any dauntingness about it whatsoever. I think that the whole audience is my best friend. That's what's lodged in my head when I go out there. My best friends, they're all my best friends. So, wow. And then that kind of butters them up. So when I'm on stage, then they'll like me a little more.
Well, and that's the thing about you. You don't need to try at being likable because you just are. And then your delicious frocks. We must talk about those. I mean, you are fabulous. You walk up there. I mean, you know how to flaunt it, don't you?
Well, when you have it, you flaunt it, darling. You like that? That's my Julia Childs. You put a lot of butter on it. Thank you.
When you've got it, flaunt it.
Yes,
it's true.
That's true. Like I say, once a showgirl, always a showgirl. Well.
What's it like being in a show like this around all these great people? Because, I mean, I saw Jonathan's show, which you were in, and he's sort of the antithesis of this. He loves making it look as if it's all going a bit wrong and then sort of getting it back. This is a very tightly polished show. That must be a different feeling.
Indeed. Like I said, the hours of rehearsal, which I love the process. To me, that's like the great part of this whole show. However, for comedy, anybody else for magic, they can do it, but for me, comedy, I have to hear the audience, so you don't hear any of it in rehearsal. Maybe a little snicker from somebody, but then when you perform it, that's the great part about it. But Criss has such a key. I mean, he's really good. I like having him I don't like that he's not here. I like having him here so I can get his input, into what I'm doing.
And I guess you've got the liberty that you can ad-lib because you have to. When you're playing with the public, you never know what they're going to say or do next.
It's true. I do have a little bit of ad-libbiness. And and sometimes it comes out great sometimes. So and Criss is like, okay, we're putting that in the show. So.
And then there are moments where you get to try and get a date on stage. I mean, this is wonderful.
I know, right? Except, unfortunately, I'm always picking married men, so
Well, it
But-
doesn't stop many people. Not since Tinder, anyway.
That's true, right? Tinder is my lifesaver. Wait, I shouldn't have said that. What? Ouch.
I'll see you on there later. Hey, and then we look at you here at Foxwoods. I mean, it's very different to Las Vegas, although this is a casino, it's a resort, and it's sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's an extraordinary place, isn't it?
It's fantastic here. I love it. I love it because you do have, there's like the woods you can go hiking, which I haven't been to yet. I've heard of it. I've heard of such things. But we went to the beach. I didn't even know there was a beach around here.
And it's close, like 15, 20 minutes.
And by maybe half an hour, yeah.
Extraordinary. And of course, location-wise, we're closest to probably Boston, which is an hour or so drive, and 2 hours from New York. And they can get here to see you until the 23rd of July. And I was just amazed at the sounds of the crowd. I mean, it was full last night. It must be humbling.
No, it's fantastic. I don't know about humbling, but I'm just kidding. It is.
You expected it, didn't you?
Well,
You turn up, they will come.
That's right. You want to see something good, you come to the show.
And then, of course, you get to work with this guy, the maestro, who is remarkable. And again, like yourself, great with the comedy. That must be fun.
Oh, he's fantastic. He makes me feel funnier, because he's so funny. I don't know where he came from or how he came to be, but he's like a Carol Burnett to me. He really reminds me of Carol Burnett, and not like the lady, but as a man, he's hysterical. He's like a genius, really.
I loved it, and I loved you, and I wish you all the best. We need people like you, because let's face it, there aren't many big personalities, and it's the one thing you can't be trained. All these people coming out of these theatre schools, they might have amazing voices, or they might have the perfect moves, but to have a real personality is such a skill. Penny, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you for talking to me.